Hey Bulldog fans, welcome to another edition of the Bryant Football Coaches Show. I'm Tristan Hobbs, joined by the head coach of the Bulldog football team, Chris Merritt. Coach, it's crisp out here this morning. Fall is here, last day of September, and it's time to get into another game week. The Bulldogs heading to Merrimack this Saturday to take on the Warriors at 1 o'clock. Coach, defensive battle on Saturday against St. Francis League opener, 16-6 the final. Both defenses I thought were played very well. Just your general assessment of kind of what you saw on film now from the Saturday's game.
Well, I real happy with the effort the defense gave. Thought that they kept us in the ball game. Came up with a big turnover there on the goal line, keep them out of the end zone there in the first half, and then offensively we just we again ran into some deals where catching the football was an issue for us. Can't draw it up any better. You know, we just have to play pitch and catch, and obviously the block punt kind of hurt a little bit as well. So just have to find a way to get all three phases of the game to show up all at once and get that first win.
The thing in your defense that I thought that I saw from my spot on Saturday was that they were playing all together as a unit. Mm-hmm. Everybody was moving in sync, and I thought that was really kind of a big part of Saturday's effort.
Yeah. Again, when you look at an overall record of what we've got right now, what you don't see is the week-to-week improvement. Defensively, they have made steps every single week to get better. They're understanding their fits in the run game. St. Francis is a very physical football team, and they brought a brand of physical football to the table, and it showed.
Jesse Nemerowitz, a guy that you've just been able to coach for the last 8 or 9 months. He's now up to 269 career tackles, second all-time at Bryant. 10 more on Saturday. What have you seen from him, and what gets him going?
Well, Jesse very quietly has become the leader of our defense through his play. He doesn't talk much. He goes out there and he leads by example. Does everything that we ask him to do, and on top of that, he's a pretty good football player. And he's come through for us this year as a leader on the field, off the field, and it's no doubt after watching him and getting to know him now for about 9 months that he's the player that he is.
Coach, your team getting set to take on a Merrimack squad that is making the same jump that Bryant did 10, 11 years ago, coming from Division II to Division I ranks. What is your biggest focus this week for your ball club?
Well, offensively, they've put up a lot of points. They've put up 70-some points here within the last couple weeks. They were in a defensive battle as well against Lehigh last week, but they've put up some substantial points against some teams. I think they put up over 30 on Central Connecticut State, so defensively our hands are full. Offensively, to be honest, it's not about them, it's about us. We have to not beat ourselves, and that's our focus this week moving forward.
What do you hope to see in terms of, is it energy level, is it drive, is there something that you want to kind of see get a jolt this week from your team?
Yeah, football's an emotional game. You have to play with emotion, and I think it's time to tap into it. Got a lot of first year, we said it in the locker room yesterday, there are no more freshmen anymore. We're going into week 6 of the season. Just because you're a freshman doesn't mean you're a freshman anymore. It's NEC ball time.
Coach, you had a lot of guys back, homecoming and reunion weekend. One face that we also saw, David Byrne and his wife Terry were here. Dave spoke to the team a little bit beforehand. He's a Bryant grad, class of '85. Personifies what you can do with a Bryant degree and getting a great education as well as playing a sport here. What did he speak to the team about, and how much of a great role model is he for people that come to Bryant?
Well, I've known Dave since about 2011, 2012. No finer human being out there. He came in, his message was clear and simple to the guys. It was hold the rope. It was the standard that he and his tight group of friends hold people that they bring into the group. It's, if you're going to hold the rope, is he the type of guy who's going to hold the rope if you're hanging over a cliff, or is he the type of guy that's going to let go? And he wanted to send a loud, clear signal to everybody that holding the rope is the standard for which we live by. It's our mantra. Ours is expect to win, and that times like this is when you have to look to your buddy next to you and ask, is he going to hold the rope? And his message couldn't have been timed better. Okay, it was spoken with conviction, and I've, like I said, I've known Dave for years. You're not going to find a more competitive human being in business or football or sport than Dave Byrne. And we love to have guys that bleed black and gold around the program. The more people I can put around this program that bleed black and gold, the better. Whether it's Dave, Bill Conity, Steve Cowan who did the coin toss, Matt Tracy, guys who've come back, very supportive. They love Bryant. They love Bryant football. Those are the people we need to have surround our kids and show them what it means to be a Bulldog.
Great to see a lot of alums back this past weekend. Jordan Brown also spoke to the team after the game on Saturday. He's going to be a Hall of Fame inductee in November. He talked a lot about tradition, and you can see that on display on Saturday, the tradition that the former players have kind of built here, and looking to have this team and the teams going forward kind of with how that's a nice message for these guys to hear.
Sure. For all intents and purposes, the football program's still pretty young. It's 20 years old. So, the tradition that was started in this program that has been built, the program stands right now on the shoulders of the people below it and they came before it. And, while I wasn't here, I know the people who were, and those were tough individuals, and that's what we've got to get back to. It's what I promised in my press conference when I got the job, that I wanted to be the team that nobody wanted to play. I wanted to be the team that when they lined up against Bryant football, they knew that no matter what the scoreboard says, they were just in a fight. And while we showed some of that Saturday, we've got to continue to get better.
Head coach Chris Merritt, the Bulldogs getting set to take on Merrimack this Saturday, 1 o'clock up in North Andover, Mass. You can watch the game live on NECFrontRow.com. You can follow the Bulldogs on social media at Bryant U.